Sometimes I hate this book. It makes me work so hard. The truth of the being is, everything takes hard work. And designing the life you love is some of the hardest work you will ever do, because there's an element of needing to think hard. Thinking hard is hard work. And as we work on this book in the month of March for Time for Books and Lipsticking with Yvonne DeVita, you might hear me complain now and then. I'm not good with workbooks. I admit it. I'm good with workshops where I can listen to someone teach and write on the board and take notes. When I have to do something and it's a workbook, a step-by-step guide, I just like cringe. And so when Tom gave me this book, I thought, oh, I'm not going to like it. You know, it's going to be hard work. It's going to make me do things I don't want to do. And truth of the matter is, I love it. I love it. I love it. It really did make me do a few things I didn't want to do, because it made me recognize that I can design my own life. And there are certain ways to do it. There is a process. Life is a process. And I talk about process quite a bit when I talk about writing books. There's a process to writing a book. It's not something you just sit down and do one day. So when I got this and opened it up, and as you may see in the 2 videos I've already done about our Time for Books, book of the month rather, you will see that I talk a lot about the workbook. And so I am working on the workbook, and I want to show you and read to you and share with you, and I hope that you're working on it with me. I hope you went and got a copy and that you're designing the life you love also. But I can tell you, we talked about the fact that you have to deconstruct before you reconstruct. And we talked a little bit, I think, about what that means, and it's taking things apart. The author, Ice Purcell, compares it to soup, making soup. So that really attracted me also. You take apart the ingredients of the soup that you're making, chicken soup for instance, and then you reconstruct it in a different way. So for life deconstructed, this is what that starts to look like. You see I have underlined preconception and how it renders complexity simple by breaking things into smaller, more manageable parts. And that's what this is on the other page. And so you'll see here that I did this. Design the life you love. And I started to create the family, work, retirement. I put retirement in the middle because I'm kind of retired. And doing new things, as Tom will tell you in his 100+ life over at Old Dog Learning, you don't retire from something, you retire to something. So I am retiring to this, to lipsticking and helping women, baby boomer women, with their big ideas. But in the Design the Life You Love, at the bottom, can you see it says, remember to include play. Play, play, play. You know, a good friend of mine, back in the day when my kids were little and I lived in upstate New York, she was a physician's assistant. And we talked about work. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. And we talked about how my ex-husband didn't help with anything around the house much. And his reasoning was that he worked all day. And she said to me, does he like what he does? Is he happy at his job? And I said, oh yeah, he really does. I mean, that's what he went to school for. He's like the boss man. He really loves it. She said, well then, work is play. So don't let him get away with that. But what I took away from it was the fact that you need to find the work that will become play for you. And that's what Design the Life You Love is all about. This awesome book moves on then to the deconstruction, where we will now go into the 4 quadrants. First, let me show you something that she did. She has this deconstruction page, which I think is very interesting, that says, here is a deconstruction map from Alice Temlow, author and chair of Design Criticism Department at the School of Visual Arts. She first noted the main building blocks on the left and then mapped out her life freely. This is so fascinating. So, is that not what we should be doing? Yes, it is. This is what I want you to do. You'll notice how she has her family in the center of hers, and most of us would do that. And then she put all of these other things on the periphery, and that's how life works, isn't it? So you go beyond there. Then you take, by the way, I told you one of the others that you have space in this book to write. I did not fill it out in the book. I have a separate notebook here that I'm using, but you can use this. It's a workbook. And then you move into the 4 quadrants. And that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Let me get to them. So in the 4 quadrants, we have emotion. This is about what you feel. It goes to your heart. Physical. This is about what you can measure. It relates to your body. Intellect. This is about what you think. It occupies your mind. Spirit. This is about what you believe. It is from your soul. I just love how she did this. So she's telling us that in her quadrant, she says put one entry, into each quadrant. So in emotion, for instance, I love my cat. In physical, I have a small apartment. In intellect, I'm learning one new thing every day. Helping, spirit, helping in the soup kitchen. And I have not gone on to do all of this yet for my workbook. It's something I'm going to be working on. Here's another one where she shows, I love the examples that she gives of how people filled out different things and how it can help us. I'm really great when people show me examples. And she also has little icons, if you see them on this page. There they are. That represent the emotion, physical, intellect, and spirit. And again, you can do it right in the book. Right in the book. You do not have to go out like I have and get a notebook to do it. The thing she asks you to do after you've filled your 4 quadrants out is write one insight or aha moment you had as you deconstructed your life using the 4 quadrants. So then she says to do this, aha moment, insights, opportunities, constraints, too little, too much. Can you see how powerful this is? Can you see how this will help you tap into the true spirit of what you would like to do with your life? You don't have to be retired like I am. I really am thinking about the baby boomer women who are sort of retired, or they've left a corporate job, or they've been home for quite a while and the kids are gone. Empty nest syndrome has set in a little bit, and they want to do something with their talents because they have talents. We all have talents. You can design the life you love by using this book. So that's it for today. Design the life you love. Time for books with Yvonne DeVita at lipsticking.com. We will get back to this for next week. Get to work on your workbook.